Good afternoon. This is Randy Kirby, and this is Rantin Randy's Rant for the 23rd of June. Where in the hell do you start? Uh, Basically, right now, I'm 12 seconds in and nobody here, so I can basically talk to myself. I'll wait patiently for people to arrive. Uh, Let me see where I want to start. Uh, oh, yeah. In his Tulsa speech, he said they need to slow down uh, testing. And Kaylee went out to clean the litter box and said that he was just joking. Okay, today he came out before he goes down to Arizona. He said, I don't kid. In other words, he's for real about that. And I just heard, uh, must have been about an hour ago, that federally they're ending test sites next week. Shit. Damn it. Oh, this shit just gets worse and worse. Lafayette Park story last night. Twitty Turd took to Twitter. Numerous people arrested in D.C. for disgraceful vandalism in Lafayette Park of the magnificent statue of Andrew Jackson, in addition to exterior facing of St. John's Church across the street. 10 years prison under Veterans Memorial Prevention Act, or Protection Act, excuse me. Beware. In other words, anybody that was arrested is now going to be charged with 10 years. Whether they're guilty of trying to pull that statue down or not, he's going to see to it that they have hard time for it. And I already said he was asked about, no, he doesn't kid about things like that. And he also insisted that we have more testing than anywhere else in the world. That's a lie. His administration is still trying to push uh, that story, even though the task force, uh, he hasn't asked them to slow testing, according to him Congress testimony today. I imagine, wait a minute, Kaylee can't come out to clean the litter box because I'm willing to bet she's on the plane to Arizona with him. Oh, she wouldn't miss out on getting in that church and spreading lies. And it will be completely clean because they're using ionization. Maybe that's the way he's going to get it. It's going to blow the wind on him. Oh, shit. And like I was saying, according to what I heard, the Trump regime will stop testing sites as soon as next week. And I just got to clip it on this first one. I think I had gotten into something else important that I'll get to in a few minutes. But it was GOP Representative Doug Collins wants independent prosecutor in the Rayshard Brooks case, basically because Howard is a Democrat running in 2020, and Collins is a representative running in Georgia in 2020. I think, Georgia, you ought to send Collins home. It's another one of those bullshit, divide everybody into Republican and Democrat. And last night, Don Lemon was talking about, he showed how Kaylee was deflecting to blame other media for his racist remark, Kung Flu. Kellyanne Conway, way back in March, was surprised that somebody, senior official, had said Kung Flu back in March. But now It's just a joke. Joking when 120,000 Americans have died. That's not a time to joke. And let's keep in mind, Kellyanne Conway's boss, we now figured out where she heard it from. Her boss. And the Secret Service had reporters leave the White House. I think Bunker Boy had to go back down to the bunker, instructed by the Secret Service, because what was going on in Lafayette Park, they had to rush him down there and keep him safe. Yeah, that park is so close that, it's just a jump, hop, and a skip, and they'd have been in there trying to get Donnie. Give me a fucking break. Let's see. Rachel continued from page 1. Oh, that's where I got the story. Was Rachel on Representative Doug Collins. The Friday night firing confirmed allegations in the new book by former National Security Advisor John Bolton, which Trump and Barr unsuccessfully tried to suppress, that the president was repeatedly interfering in criminal investigations into friends, political allies, and most of all, himself. Lindsey, checking the political wind, Graham indicated on Saturday he would not support the nomination of Clayton. Later, other Republican senators declined to support Clayton. Barr agreed to appoint Berman's deputy, Audrey Strauss, as interim U.S. attorney following standard policies. Wow, they had to go back to standard policies. And I have heard, too, that this process of confirming whoever in the hell they pick is going to take some time. It's very doubtful they can get it done in the time remaining before the election. So that was a good choice on the part of Berman not to immediately step down. He knew what he was doing. Meanwhile, last night on Fox News, Tucker Dogface Carlson goes after Black Lives Matter with one of their black pundits literally selling out his own race. That was something to see. I couldn't watch it long, but they had that same pundit on Hannity, Panties in a Wad. Sean was doing the same thing, same pundit. They had to make sure that Black Lives Matter didn't get any funding. Defund Black Lives Matter was what they were hollering last night. Arizona nurse Melanie, stick with me on the pronunciation, Nungari Ortez talked about challenging nursing during pandemic. She's grateful for the Arizona nurses that will be coming to help. Arizona hits new COVID-19 hospitalizations record as cases spike ahead of dummies' appearance in the church. Only holds 3,000. But you're perfectly safe. You got ionization going on there. 99.9% of the germs will be killed if there are any in there. In a hot spot, and there's not going to be any in there, as of Sunday, 84% of the ICU beds were in use for COVID-19 and other patients in Arizona. Hospitalizations statewide have eclipsed 1,000 daily for the past 3 weeks. Hey, Phoenix, this is how much Trump cares about his base for him in a hot zone, and that was Phoenix area hospitals. He doesn't care if you live, die, or get sick. He cares about him. Next stop, pastors at the church. This story I was talking about. Trump rally, holding the Trump rally, say ionization technology, air will be safe. They're saying everything will be safe and it will clean the air of 99.9% of COVID 19 if it's present. John Bolton said that Trump lied about withholding of security aid to Ukraine and that he wanted dirt on Democrats and Biden's before he was going to release those funds. The firing of Jeffrey Berman, U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. Lawrence's interview with Adam Schiff. Fox News slamming Black Lives Matter, blaming Democrats for violence in Democratic cities. Chairman Schiff on the SDNY firing. It stinks to high heaven. All right. And then on the last word, they interviewed Steve Smith. What we are seeing is Trump going down. His approval rating at 38% on the low turnout at his Tulsa rally. People have had enough of his failure to live up to the oath of the office, Steve said. Steve described Trump as the most corrupt president in history of this country. The American people have had enough. He predicts that Donnie goes down in the polls. He will become more like a caged animal, more erratic as the election approaches. Here we come to the last story I've got for today, and we're going to have to see how it comes out in Kentucky. Today, the primary will be held, and a Democrat primary will be held with one polling place in Jefferson County, Louisville, Kentucky. I think it's in a convention center, 250 voting machines. And normally they would have 250 polling places in that county alone. Kentucky has only 200 polling locations statewide open this time. And Kentucky experienced a surge in absentee ballot requests due to the coronavirus. And there's 650,000 registered voters. Now, how is that not? It's going to end up just like Georgia. We'll see it. Long lines. Everyone won't get to vote. And that's the whole point. They cannot win anything in a fair election. It's just impossible for them. They know that. And that's the reason they suppress the vote every way they can. Excuse me. I hope my sound is better today. Discovered yesterday, and I will get to the chat in a minute. I discovered yesterday because Brother Dave Kurtner pointed it out to me that people were hearing or having a hard time hearing what I was saying on the Facebook rant. I looked after I unmuted the mic. Somebody had turned me way down in volume. I keep it one notch under top volume for these shows, and somebody, Facebook, I guess, turned it down. Didn't stop me though. Shit. Oh, but in any case, let me go over here and say hello. I know that Mary Humphreys was out there earlier. I hope she came back. Hello, Netta. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Sherry. All right. Slow turnout this time, but I'm thankful that I've got anybody to listen. We all have a lot on our plates right now. Sometimes, like John was talking about earlier, uh, it's just even hard to keep up with the news cycle. If you get behind, it's hard to make up ground on it. I understand that totally. Because a lot of times I go to do one, and by the time I get out here, that's old news. But report what I can, and we are seeing the most corrupt president this country has ever had. We have to get him out. If we can get him out before then, November 3rd, we know November 3rd we're going to flush the turd. But it's starting to look like he's going to really come unwound as his poll numbers drop. He's going to get meaner and meaner as we go along. I also wanted to tell about something, and I'm going to phrase it this way. This story is called Fuck Clearview. Clearview is a technology by, I believe he's a Asian American. I'm not sure. I saw the story on last week tonight with John Oliver talking about Clearview AI. And what they do is, because of face recognition on your Facebook accounts, like, I could get easily into my account by just having them photo me every time I start to get on. I ain't going there. There's enough pictures of all of it's already out there that anybody, this guy sells all the information to places like Walmart, Target, Walgreens, whoever is willing to pay the price. And he's claiming this under the First Amendment. And also, law enforcement has been using it to photograph protesters during the George Floyd protests. And see, now they can look into everybody's Facebook that was out there. And that is not good. We're photographed enough in this society. Now they're going to spy on us from the sky and use face recognition to find out about your Facebook accounts and your social media accounts. They'll be able to look your face up and go right to it. This is dangerous. This is almost like 1984, the book. What they're going to come up with. You can't think. If you can't think the proper things about your supreme leader, then they're going to come out and lock your ass up. That's what it's leading to. They can use your media against you to possibly jail you. And I guarantee you, I heard helicopters were flying over Lafayette Park last night, and that's what they're there for, to use face recognition to those that they didn't lock up that were involved in toppling or trying to topple the statue. They will be lumped in through their social media accounts. This is getting to be some deep shit here, people. We have got to do something. I've been saying, and I realize it's dangerous for people to get out there, because Donnie doesn't want to even recognize that shit. He doesn't want to recognize the fact is COVID is out there and it's here to stay until we do more testing, more tracing, and get control of this, or a vaccine. And I wouldn't put it past him. They even mentioned that they've got a vaccine, whether it's been tested or not, he will put it out, and he could possibly kill millions of people that way too. Damn. What gets me? What's he trying to do? Kill his own base? Shit. Doesn't make any damn sense. But anything he does doesn't make any sense other than it's all about him and I'm taking over your country. Remember what Steve Bannon said back at CPAC uh, right after Trump was elected? You think you're going to get your country back? You're not going to get your country back. He said that way back then. All right, I will let you go for today. I wish I had more, but I have to stop every now and then to get some things done. Today, I'm going to take off. I got to go check my P.O. box and check on it. And also go over to Hy-Vee, pick us up a couple of sandwiches from the deli, and then get back here and eat that. I'm hoping to be at the show. It depends on what I've got going on because I do have something going on with MTV right now, trying to get it straightened out. And you may have noticed I wait a lot of times to about an hour and a half, 2 hours before I go on air. I have to because I get a lot of business coming up on personal messenger. And if I've ignored your personal messenger today, I haven't had time to go through it. I apologize for that. I try to do the best I can. But when I'm getting ready for one of my shows, Facebook or YouTube, it takes time. And don't take it as I'm being rude or anything like that. It's just I'm trying to present the most for you and the most entertainment along the way. All right. I appreciate your cards, your letters, and your donations. Same thing with my PayPal.me. I will be putting those memes out. I will attach both information to the bottom of this YouTube. I can still be, and it's not a requirement that you help me that way. You already help so many ways, like in those personal messengers. Another thing is I'm working on Liker and MeWe to see if there's any way I can start getting the show going there on both. I doubt it's going to go from Facebook to there, but we'll see what comes up. All right, I will let you go with peace. Resist, persist, and insist, and then insist again, and then persist and resist until we get through this thing. We will flush the turd on November 3rd. I guarantee you the American people, Republican and Democrat, have had enough of this man that wants to be our dictator. Have a good one. I want you to go down, like, and share this shit. And we'll see you tomorrow. Share this shit.